Me, from a video of a couple days ago, I'm getting more intuitions. I just saw that there's a long vein of just one big tunnel that goes from Antarctica to Terra del Fuego in South America, all the way through South and Central America, and it comes up through the southern states, like New Mexico, and then branches out throughout the states, west and east. As I look on the dumps map, I can see there are 3 points we know of that cross into Mexico. They'd be at California, Texas, and New Mexico. Folks, don't wonder where all the drugs come into North America from. Everything is shipped underground. We see stupid TV shows of the feds making drug busts because some criminal had a yacht full of cocaine. Miami Vice was baloney. A couple guys with a speedboat and an Uzi. As if this stuff is transported through the dumb systems and spread that way. That's why it's such a prolific problem. I believe part of this war underground is to stop the transport of drugs that causes misery and suffering to North Americans. I'm not pointing fingers at South America, these drugs come from other countries as well and we make our own. This is just what I'm being shown now. I think we have a strange idea of what the drug trade is about from movies and TV. We see the head of the drug cartels dealing in mafia style to small street dealers. Yeah, that's the end of the chain. The big part of the chain is the underground system that includes letter agencies that create and distribute the stuff to the streets. Do you think a few drug cartels in South America are going to be able to keep up with the demand in just one urban city in North America? I doubt it. Again, TV has played us. Stands to reason that if ETS want to eliminate suffering and bring on Eden for all of us on the surface, drugs and booze have to go. I say amen to that. I think Commander Plarentia is telling me this because she's the one who's commanding ships over South America. I'm intuiting something like they're creating a virus for all the plants we grow that we use to manufacture drugs. Yes, ETS are great botanists. They can change all the plants so they no longer produce the substances we make drugs from. No wonder now they've switched to designer drugs which incorporate only the stuff the deep state manufactures for big pharma. That and there aren't that many bees anymore to pollinate the plants, so even the cocaine plants don't get fertilized. Yes, stands to reason. They've told me that anything we can use to abuse ourselves will be dealt with. Anything from old alien technology under the surface to poppy plants, they all seem to be on the roster for transmutation into benevolent substances or they're to be removed so we can't find them and fiddle with them. Wow! This is a crackdown on our suffering they're undertaking. Me, Commander Tia, are you the one telling me this? Tia, I am indeed. Hello again, Sheran. Me, hello. Nice to work with you again. It's been a while since we bombed the bases in South America. Tia, we've been at it. Working away at liberating so many people and taking the bases underground. So many dark ETS arrested and put out of business. When we arrest them, we actually cap them, I guess is the word for it, to stop them from their telepathing. Yes. Me, amazing. Tia, well, they worked telepathically to enslave you all, so we had to devise a system that would stop them from doing that work. So we actually have a type of cap that we put on their heads so that they stop transmitting. Me, really? I hadn't heard of that. Tia, you haven't heard anything on the surface yet. This cap, of course, is etheric but it stops them from being telepathic. That reduces the numbers that you have to deal with. Me, well, keep at it because there are still loads of them around. Tia, we know. You have a lot to deal with. I can feel your stress now. Again, your cat is listening to dark prompts and not to you. Me, yup. I have to retrain him every couple of months. I get him to stop something, he just does it again. I get him to feed himself at night, nope, then he starts waking me up again. I've put a column of white light around him to protect him and me from dark entities but it doesn't seem to work much. Interesting, when you arrest a reptilian, what else do you have to do because if you arrest a human, you have to handcuff them, that's all. Which is kind of funny when you think of how powerful we really are, but then that's what happens when you teach a human the only power they have is through their hands, not their minds. Tia, yes, you're so misled. We feel for you. You wouldn't be restrainable if you could learn to use your minds first. With the reptilians we have the telepathic cap, but then we also shield them inside a bubble. They can bite and they are quite strong if they decide to use their bodies, so they have to be mentally restrained. We can do that with our minds. Me, wow. Tia, so I did tell you this, Sheran. The future of your world is ecology. The new economy, after your fiat economy collapses, will be ecology. And it's because it has to be restored that this will be so. So many people will be out of work with the drug trade falling, and alcohol sources drying up. Me, thank God. When will that be? Tia, within 10 years. Me, okay. Great. So people who work will be put to better use, like growing food and regreening the earth, cleaning up pollution and things like that. Tia, yes, also tending to populations of animals that need to be reinvigorated. There are extinct species of animals, some that need to be because they no longer suit the earth environment, yet others that do that need to be brought back from extinction. Me, how do you bring back an animal that's been killed off? Tia, there are ways. Smiling. Me, so you're the Noah's Ark. I heard the Agarthans have all our animal species underground and will bring them back. Tia, yes. Also, as botanists, our people have a library of species fetuses that we've kept incubated. These will simply be released back upon your planet. Already people have been rediscovering extinct animals, and this is where they come from. Gaia can create them as well. Nothing is really extinct. You all believe so because you are taught that death is final. Death is only a transition. It's never final. Me, another lie we've been told. Tia, you have a lot of truth you need to learn. Me, thank you for telling us that. I can see a lot of animal lovers breathing a sigh of relief thinking these extinct species are still alive. Tia, your planet has a force that will create whatever life is necessary to sustain it. Yes, it goes both ways, the planet sustains life and life on it sustains the planet. Well, except in cases where it's been overtaken by dark forces such as now. Then there is imbalance. Me, so now instead of growing plants for cocaine, people will be growing oranges or other types of food. Tia, for example, yes. People will be happy working and harvesting food for distribution around the earth. Of course, your distribution systems will speed up because food will be harvested when ripe and not before as it is now. Ripe food spoils fast, so different transportation modes and holding equipment are being developed. And yes, there are also the food synthesizers. Me, I like growing food and eating from the earth. Reconfigured energy is all fine and well, but I feel Gaia grows it for us, so we should eat it. Tia, yes. Both work, but I understand what you mean. Food synthesization began when people were in space away from their home planets for long times and carrying food because an issue. So this was created and food storage dispensed with. Me, ah. I see. Tia, as for the Amazon jungle, yes, we're getting into the bases. We made progress the other night. We're trying not to disturb the ecology of the jungle, however the fires are still ongoing. Me, can you help out there? Tia, we can. But there is a war going on between the Draconis and the leaders of the Brazilian cabal, so they're fighting over the jungle. It's unfortunate that all the animals suffer in the name of this nonsense. We help as many as we can. This too, is a feminine area that has not yet fallen to dark hands, so they're undertaking a lot of effort to change its polarity by these fires. They're trying to create fear and they're doing a good job. Me, they just have to leave this earth. We're so done with them. Tia, so, we did access a main base and we're still fighting inside. The plan is to take all Brazilian bases by the end of July. Me, good. Tia, This is where much of the drugs begins its journey to North America and Europe, as well as other parts of the world, and when we can get these bases locked down, this trade will stop. We're also taking the growers into custody as well as arresting the cabal kingpins who finance the trade. The drug trade will start to come down soon. Within a couple years, you'll start to see shortages, just like your toilet paper and other food items are showing shortages now due to cabal interference, so will the drug and alcohol trade weaken in coming years. What was once a thriving business which was also carried out underground, alcohol will pare back to individual growers and become very pricey due to the limited amount one can purchase. Also, your distributors, the stores, and the government-run distributors will go out of business due to lack of product. Me, good. That's very good news. So maybe people will turn more towards helping others recover instead of giving them these poisons. Tia, it should help. Me, the world on prohibition. I love it. I think I should stick around just to see this happen. Tia, do stick around. Me, well, I'll always be here either as myself or as Tianya. I'll be up with Ivo. Tia, very good. Yes, having lived on the planet, your input will be invaluable to future GFL operations. Me, well, thank you. Strangely, I don't feel like I know half as much as I used to. Tia, we'll speak later. Me, thank you.